All right, coming in at 10th place is Rey. Now, I know there are a lot of Rey mains out there, but if you're a true Star Wars fan, then you know that Rey is a disgrace to the Star Wars franchise. And so I really don't care. She is 10th place because she does not even deserve to be in this game. Because Rey is just so annoying. All her abilities are just so annoying. So I guess the developers did her well on that part. She's accurate to the movies. Yeah, she's Rey. And Rey gets she gets last place. Because she's Rey. Coming in at 9th place, we have Yoda. Now, it honestly hurts me to put Yoda this low. I really like Yoda. He's a solid character. But as far as 1v1ing, Yoda just lacks some of the other qualities that other characters have. He does those being that he doesn't have a lot of health. He has 700, which is lower than the average. He also does less damage, and his stamina is okay. But yeah, those are the main things. He's a much better support character. His middle ability does heal him some, but compared to other healing abilities, it does less. That reason being is because it also heals his teammates. So he's much stronger when he has teammates around, because he's also very good at like getting pecking damage. Like his right ability can go through lightsabers. He's very fast, efficient at getting hits for like when people are low. But as far as it's just when it's you and one other person, Yoda just he doesn't hold up as well as other characters do. So that is why I put Yoda in 9th place, just because he lacks some of the other qualities other people have. Coming in at 8th place, we have Darth Maul. Now Darth Maul is so low in this list for similar reasons as Yoda. Those being that he has less health, less damage, very fast-paced hero, can get hits off easily, but just doesn't do much damage. Now, the reason I do have him above Yoda would be that I think all of his abilities just suit him better for 1v1ing than Yoda's do. He's just not as dependent on other heroes or other teammates as Yoda is. And I do feel like Darth Maul can be a very viable solution for 1v1s. He can pull it off. I feel like Yoda is just more dependent on those things than him. So that's why I have Darth Maul at 8th place. Coming in at 7th place, I have Kylo Ren. Now I know this one might be a little controversial. I know some people might rank him higher, but I have him so low because he's fast. He's similar to Luke. He has pretty good damage, decent stamina, he's a fast-paced hero, aggressive hero. I have him so low just because all of his abilities require the person to be like not blocking or exposed for them to actually do anything. And so I find that whenever I'm going up against Kylo Ren, it's just honestly pretty easy to defend against him. Like his abilities, like other characters have abilities like suit everything, but his are very dependent on them catching off guard. So I think he's just better suited when he has other teammates. He can catch people off guard like while they're fighting other people and use those abilities. So yeah, that's why I have Kylo Ren solo. You could move him up a little bit, but this is just my ranking. Now coming in at 6th place is General Grievous. Now 6th and 5th place I had a hard time determining between. You can move him back and forth. But the reason I have General Grievous in 6th place is because he has some ups and downs. I feel like he's a very high-risk hero when 1v1ing. He does, especially with his card upgrades, he does very solid damage. And his abilities, they're pretty back and forth. They can work well in turbo mode, but also well in 1v1s. I feel like the reason he's just a little bit lower than some other people is just because he feels a little more clunky to me. He just the side dodges, the jumps, his hitting. He has very low stamina as well. He's just a little more clunky, and I feel like if he can get exposed very easily, and he's just not great for 1v1s. I will say, however, that if you are caught off guard by General Grievous, or he does find an opening, he will make you pay for it. He does very solid damage, especially with his thrust surge. So yeah, I think General Grievous is just a very high risk, high reward character, but just not as solid or well rounded as some other characters on this list. So that's why I have General Grievous in 6th place. Coming in at 5th place, I have Anakin Skywalker. Now, like I said, you can switch General Grievous and Anakin Skywalker back and forth. I feel like they're both, from here on out, 5th place and up, I feel like everyone's a very solid 1v1 character. It's just that some are better than others. But yeah, General Grievous and Anakin Skywalker can both be very solid 1v1 characters. I just feel like they're both kind of high risk, high reward. Anakin Skywalker does do very solid damage, has very high health, higher than any other hero on the light side. Um, I do feel like he just feels a little more clunky, like I said, like General Grievous. So I feel like he can just be outclassed, outmaneuvered by some other heroes. But he does have some upsides, so that's why I have him in 5th place. Fourth place, we have the one and only Count Dooku. Now, Count Dooku, as far as abilities, he just has, I mean, like, he literally has an ability called Duelist. He's a very, very solid character for dueling. He just does such high damage with his abilities. He can just absolutely shred, like, he can kill you in, like, 5 hits or something like that. And with his Force Lightning, he can especially make that, like, happen quick if he catches you off guard. So yeah, Count Dooku does have very solid abilities, and honestly, decently agile, not too clunky. He's a very solid 1v1 character. He has normal health, but yeah, his stamina is a little bit less than some other characters, which can hurt sometimes, and especially with how fast he hits, like that can run out very quickly, leaving him exposed. That's really one of the only downsides I can think about him. Other than that, he's a very solid duelist. Very good option for dueling. And honestly, one of my favorites. I love Count Dooku. But yeah, that's why I have him in 4th place. Very good. I just thought I get some others. Now coming in at 3rd place, these are the top 1v1 heroes now. There's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi is personally my favorite character to 1v1 with, as I'm a Obi-Wan Kenobi main. I just think that he's patient. If you play with him right, you have to learn how to play Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I believe that he is one of the best 1v1ers, duelists. Personally, my favorite. I just know some other people who can play other characters like very well, and I just like don't even know how to defend against them sometimes. But yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi, just his main ability, he is normal health, but he is just like crazy high stamina. He can just like block and hit for days. Like he doesn't run out of stamina. So often what I find I can do with him is just like block and then parry sometimes, get easy hits off. But then also like they run out of stamina and then you have stamina left over because he just always has stamina. Additionally, his abilities are very very solid for 1v1ing. His left ability, Force Push, is arguably the best because you can make it really long or really short, get some easy hits off of him like that. His defensive rush is exposed to force attacks, but his middle ability takes away their abilities, which for certain characters like Darth Maul, who are very dependent on their abilities, that can be very effective against them. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have to play him right, but I believe that Obi-Wan Kenobi is just one of the best duelists in the entire game. I almost put him in first or second place, but there are just some people who, when they use these characters, I can't even contend with them. So that's why I have Obi-Wan in 3rd place. Coming into 2nd place, we have Darth Vader, the man who really doesn't need an introduction, and we all know who he is. He's the walking tank. He can tank damage like it's nothing. He has 900 health, and then with his middle ability, Focused Rage, he can get up to 1,100 health, which is actually just ridiculous. He has very high stamina, so he can block and hit for a very long time. It does take a little while to recharge, which is one of his only downsides. He's also very slow, but like I said, his health makes up for that. He also does very high damage, especially with his middle ability again. He does even more damage. So he also hits like a tank, which is something that other tanks suffer from. Now, also, his abilities just in general complement him very well. His Force Choke, when he can get you, puts you in a state where he can get like two hits out on you. And with his damage output is just a big lead. Also, his Force Throw is good for chipping off any little damage, like if you're really low, because Darth Vader is a little bit slower. So really just his ability sets complements him very well. But he also his stats are just absurd, with his only downsides really being that he's slow and it takes a little while for his stamina to recharge. Another thing I have noticed with Darth Vader is that sometimes when you take damage, I feel like his health regeneration isn't as high. He takes permanent damage maybe a little easier. But this man is a walking tank. I mean, the developers really had to make him like that because he's just so crazy powerful. So yeah, that is why Darth Vader is in second place. Coming in at first place, I'm sure many of you guessed it, Luke Skywalker. Now this guy really, he has everything you want. He does crazy high damage, maybe the highest damage in the entire game. He's crazy fast, the fastest hero in the game, maybe besides Yoda. His ability set is just very solid. All around a very balanced, honestly, also pretty easy character to use. But yeah, he finds angles because of his speed, and he makes you suffer from it because of his high damage. This guy is just crazy for 1v1s. Honestly, like I'm not a Luke main, but like when I go against like a farm boy Luke, someone who's like very experienced with him, I feel like I can't even do anything. Luke, you can get him like super low, like in this clip. You can get him super low, but he just keeps coming at you. Like Luke, he doesn't back down. Like Luke is just so powerful. That's the main reason I have him in first place. He is just such a solid, well-rounded character. He doesn't suffer from anything. He has good stamina, good damage, good health, good everything. So yeah, that's why I'm in first place. Let me know what you guys would have put in first place. But I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.